This interview is brought to you by www.employeeescapeplan.com. And if you want to have more customers pay you more money more often, if you want those foundational, principle-driven systems, marketing systems, where you target customer psychology effectively, ethically, with integrity, Mr. Joe Nicasio is your man. If you want to build your funnel, if you want to build your next program, launch your next program, and succeed, Joe is incredible at doing that. He has his amazing program, EmployeeEscapePlan.com. Whether you're a solopreneur, entrepreneur, or someone who's looking to escape the clutches of being an employee at the job, then he is your man. Again, that's www.employeeescapeplan.com. Now, Leslie Klatt. Leslie is the founder of Lavish Life, where her clients are set up in life and business to balance their responsibilities, all the adulting and business commitments, with what they want to do to create a rich and fulfilled life. She works one-on-one with clients who are just starting businesses to get them started on the right foot, all the way up to multiple six-figure income earners who are ready to get organized, set priorities, goals, and take their businesses to the next level. She has also launched Lavish Life VIP Academy, a group setting with access to her online academy, where she trains regularly on her methods of life and business balancing and social media marketing strategies, giving her clients results beyond their expectations. She has published a yearly planner and her workbook entitled Life's Mosaic, that walks you through priority setting, defining successes, mapping out goals, and scheduling a balanced life. I just felt like life's mosaic. I just soften up on that. She is a wife, a mom of two, an equestrian, a musician, a farmer, a lover of all things Martha Stewart, and a business and life coach. You ready to rock this, Leslie? Oh yeah! Awesome. You are now live on Becoming Your Greatest Possible Self. Woo!
Oh my God!
Every time it's like you're getting on stage in front of 10,000 people. Like, just that's who you are when you're here with us on Becoming Your Greatest Possible Self.
We need intro music for this.
Right?
Yes.
I should get some, huh? And like play that.
Yeah.
Right?
That'd be awesome. Holy intro, right? Oh my gosh. Like my time is almost up here.
I love it. I love it. So, thank you for coming back on. Every time you're on here is so much fun and just a joy. And thank you for choosing to give to our audience again and share your experience and your wisdom and empower us to be our greatest possible selves. Thank you.
Thank you. I love it. I always have so much fun too. So, I'm like, is there a limit to how many times I can come on your show?
Absolutely not. So, we are going to dive in. Before we do that, well, we're actually diving in by diving in. Anyway, so the question of the day.
Here it is.
That last hour had me like frazzled and talking with you before. Oh my gosh, fun. Okay. The question of the day, Leslie, is about relationships. Relationships are mirrors. So, how have you related to this question relating to relationships as relating to, okay. Yeah. Relationships as mirrors. How have you used relationships as mirrors in your life, Leslie?
Oh my gosh. Wow. So honestly, when you think about it, when you think of all of the crap that you've been through, like I'm going there right off the hop.
Let's go
all
deep.
The crap that you've been through, you learn from it, right? And if you don't, here's the thing. If you don't, it happens again and again and again. And so I think it's really important for somebody out there in the world to hear that when that shit keeps happening to you, take that right now, like today, as your opportunity to look at yourself, to look at what you need to correct, strengthen, move forward with, be more honest with yourself about, because, and I'm not saying like, if someone's being an asshole to you, it's okay. And, it's fine that you're a jerk to me every day. I need to fix this myself. No. But what I'm saying is to build yourself up, that button that keeps getting pushed, that trigger that keeps getting triggered. Try to strengthen yourself around it. Try to flow past it. Try to, how you can build yourself up. Because that's what these people, I'm going to say that's what these people who are coming into your life, reflecting the thing, like reflecting the weakness, I guess, or reflecting the opportunity or opportunities you've missed back at you.
It's like the sore spot that hasn't been healed. It's like the festering wound that it's like every time you do, like you bump into something and you have like a scab on you, you're like, oh no, why did I do that?
If you bite your tongue or if you bite your lip or something, right? And you keep biting it. So when that sore spot comes out, even my son, like he'll point at, if anybody has a cut or something or a bruise, it's always like, oh, ouch. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's still there. Oh, that's not healed yet. Right. So I think these people, the testers, will test you. And even if you get rid of them, like let's say you're in a horrible relationship, which I have been in before, and that's what I'm like, I got this. You'll meet the same guy or you'll meet the same girl. You'll meet the people who it might be awesome at first. You end up in the same situation because that area in your life or that insecurity or that, you haven't taken the control of yourself, of your own reactions to things, of your own thought processes, all of the things, right?
Yes.
So even if you get rid of that particular person in your life, there will be another that will point and trigger the same things again and again until you deal with it yourself, until you become strong and like fulfilled it on your own, in your own body, in your own life, creating your own things.
Yeah, and even getting into a little like woo, right? We love that. Like our energy, right? We have a energy sphere or whatever around us, and like we might heal up in our body, like our wound might heal on our body, but we'll leave a scar. Same thing with our energy around us, our energy sphere. When we don't heal those wounds, that shame, that guilt, that anguish, that repressed emotion where we try to hide what happened and we didn't heal it, we didn't process those emotions, we didn't go through that, we didn't tell our 6-year-old self that it's all going to be okay and they're loved and they're enough, because we didn't know how the hell to do that to ourselves, for ourselves when we were at that age. That stays in our energetic field, right? So we have to like cleanse that, we have to clear that, and every time we attract something into our life, like that guy who doesn't talk or treat us well, or the position at work that keeps falling through, or the client that almost signs up but doesn't sign up, and like it keeps happening. It's like, what the heck, It's that sore spot in our memories, in our brain, in our neurology, that we keep attracting that because we're afraid of it, because we don't want to deal with it, because it hasn't yet been processed. Yeah.
And I actually just went through an 8-week course. It was insane. I wasn't going to talk about this today. Actually, I was going to talk about it a little bit. But this 8-week course was all about using and like harnessing your sexual energy. And it was for women. I believe they're going to be doing like an offshoot of it for men as well, which is awesome. But this, so harnessing your sexual energy to manifest. And so it's about like being in tune with yourself, like entirely, of fixing up old wounds, and releasing like the feeling, or releasing the hurt, releasing the fears, even the rewriting your story to project yourself forward. So this is what happened, but to rewrite it and to let go of that, we're gonna say that this happened instead, so that you're removing the crap and you're filling it back up with happy, or with goodness, with strength, with power, so that you're not left with a hole, or you're not left with a scar or like some void, but you heal it and you let it go and you fill it back up with the good stuff so that you can go forward complete, like in alignment, understanding what you want, how you want it, when you want it, why you want it, all those things, right? So it's about healing yourself so that you can move forward the way you want, not have to deal with that same asshole again and again and again, or deal with the same boss, or deal with the same type of clients that you don't want to deal with. It's like a wholeness.
Yes. Life is a continual journey, a progression of integration, of evolution, of expansion, of becoming more of that which we already are, and peeling away the layers that aren't us, all the excess, all the doubts, the nonsense, right? Anything that is not pure, our pure source, our pure soul. And it's a constant journey of that, and working on that, and working through that, letting it go, healing. And you just shared all that perfectly, Leslie. It's beautiful.
Thanks. Yeah. And I think that's another important thing too, is to understand that it is a journey, as corny as it sounds, because that has been so overused. Like, oh no, it's a lifestyle. Oh no, it's a journey. When you're reaching for any kind of goal, like embrace the journey. And it's like on a freaking Kleenex commercial, right? So, but it truly is. And when you see these like masters, these gurus, these people where you're like, that's where I want to be. That's where I want to get. Yeah. And I think a hard time that a lot of people have is thinking that there is an end point. Like, there is no end point. I'm like staring right into the camera. There is no end point. And when you think you're catching up with Tony Robbins, or you think you're catching up with Nirka, or you're catching up with somebody, you're not catching up with them, because they are constantly moving. They are constantly developing, changing, growing, expanding. You're on your own path. They are on theirs. And if you want to use their tools, if you want to walk in a similar direction, yes. But you are not going to end up side by side with them. You might be like in a photo op. You might be on the same stage as them. You might be at a dinner table with them. But it's not like Tony Robbins got there and stopped. And he's like, I got this. I'm good now. It's a constant journey. And even though it sounds so overused, that's what it is. And that's how you have to think of it. And even when you reach your goals, because I preach about goals all the time. And about setting yourself up in alignment and making like the magic happen. But when you get to that goal, there's next month too. Totally. Like there's the next year too. Yep. And you don't stop, but it's a point where you can celebrate, embrace, enjoy, pat yourself on the back, as Chris Burns does all the time. Good job, Chris. Good job. But so it's just a point where you can be like, holy shit, look at what I did. What can I do now? And it is a constant journey.
Yeah. And I also hear you mentioned like the journey, but being present, like the present moment, and being satisfied, being content with how things are and how they're not. Because we have it in our minds that when we get somewhere, things change. Our life changes. When we launch the course, when we launch the book, when we achieve a certain level of income, when we get the house, when we find the man or woman of our dreams, like that, it will all be okay, that the struggle will end, that the journey will be easy from there on out. And I believe that true joy and peace comes when we say, man, this moment, and we can be like that everywhere in our life with everyone and get other people present to this moment. Like, holy moly, like we're on the 12-hour marathon right now, Leslie. Oh my God. Like, yes. You have created yourself to be someone who's so valuable that you get invited onto interviews. Like, that's who, like, you, like, bask in that this is that moment, right? And, of course, you could focus on, well, I want to be the Martha Stewart, but you get to like focus on what's working, right? You get to focus on, man, look at where I'm at. And same thing with me, like 12-hour marathon. Look at where I'm at. Yeah. Sure, I want like millions of viewers at once and followers and all that good stuff. And look at where I'm at and just like marveling at life, marveling and like receive the gifts that life is giving us right now. Because I mean, I could look at this folder right here and like I'm taking notes on it, right? And I could say, oh, it's just another folder. I don't care. Or I could say, thank God I have enough resources to like buy folders and paper and pens and whatever I need to grow, to expand my business, to be effective at whatever it is. Like life, thank you for giving me that. Thank you for bringing that into my space. Thank you for lining me up with that, which is the focus of today, which is lining up your vibe so that you can rock in business and in life, Leslie. So before we get to that, tell us more about why you're lining up your life right now, what you're working on, and tell our audience a little bit more just in case they haven't heard about you before.
What? No. No. Yes. So it is. And actually our conversation was like kind of naturally progressing into what I'm doing anyway. Yes. But my deal, oh my gosh. And I was thinking while you were talking, which is so rude, I was listening as well. But I'm like thinking back to February, right? Last year, what was I doing?
Wow.
Oh my God.
Wow.
But like how we have all grown over the last year is insane. Wow. And yeah, so my deal, you guys, is I help people with their time, which sounds so not hot. Like that, you know, like I help
sexy.
Yeah, so sexy. Time management, yes.
Yeah, please turn me on more. Right?
Yes. Oh my God, let me tell you. So what happens? Okay, so you run out of time, so you don't have the time for this. How are you spending your time? Those are the kind of things that I always dive into. And it happened by like the power of what the people wanted. I've always been time management E. I am a project manager. Like I have that certification and I've run huge projects for huge companies. I've developed like online marketing things. I've done all of those things for big companies. And then I had my son 3 years ago. He was born on Christmas Eve, 2014. And I was shutting down. And it's funny because I heard Chris talking earlier with you saying how he started one company and shut it down, started another company and shut it down. Brother, I hear you. I did the same thing. And my whole life has been checklists, creating companies, and designing my house. And that was my thing. So that's right. I have horses. I've always done the horse thing. I've worked in many different horse businesses. And if you guys are into horses, I have developed companies that you know about, that you shop in every single day. Every day, yes, because we buy saddles every day. But anyway, so I had my own company going, and it was an equestrian sporting equipment company. I was importing product like jumps, horse jumps, stall fronts, all like stuff to build a barn, build your fencing, all that kind of stuff. I was running that out of my RV in the side yard as our house was being built and distributing it across North America. Like, because I figured when I had a baby, I would be bored. Oh, Leslie. But, so I started that company up and I ended up like selling it off, whatever. That was the second equestrian company that I brought in. The other one I ran out of my parents' basement while I was like eating craft dinner and drinking wine. And then I started coaching people because I had like put on a lot of weight when I had my son. And it was just like, I didn't know how to function with a baby. I've never been really baby, like I've never been really maternal. Right. Like I'm a nice person. I take care of people. I do that stuff. But I've never been all about babies, right? So I was like, what do I do with the baby? And I felt like I had to watch him all the time. So I'm like, I can't cook. I can't do things. I need to make sure the baby is okay. And I just could not figure it out. So for months, I was just like going to the drive-through, 3 times a day, and I'd mix it up so that the frickin' window girls didn't know who I was. They were like, "Were you here for breakfast?" Right? So I started, like, when I got to point, I'll say like 0.0, it was actually like 0.253. But when I got there, I was like, what am I doing? I didn't even feel right riding my horse, because I'm like, sorry, dude, I don't want to climb on your back. Wow. I was out of shape. I was all these things. So I was just like, okay, I need to fix this. And I started coaching people on optimizing their fitness routines to be in shape to ride and to keep their horses in shape, because I have a certification too in horse and rider biomechanics. So I understood how all of these things work together. Beast. And that's how I started coaching. And I discovered the online coaching thing. And then people started coming to me more and more when I had my coaching calls, because they couldn't figure out how to have time to do it. Mm-hmm. They couldn't figure out, okay, where am I? Where do I need to get? So it wasn't even that they specifically needed the program that I put together for them, the nutrition. My husband has like different certifications in holistic health and stuff. So we put this program thing together, like with his knowledge and help and my biomechanics thing. And all of my clients, all of them, just needed help scheduling shit. So I was like, okay, I can do that too, because I just can. It's just like my thing. And so I sorted their lives out for them. And my one client, who was my first client, is still a client in my VIP program. And she has my planners. Actually, I have both of them here, which is hilarious, because I was doing a video earlier. But this was my first planner ever.
Ooh, sexy.
This little dog. And there's like goo on it. But it's called Home and Horse Keeping.
Love it.
This was the planner that I launched in 2016.
Niche.
And it has like all of the reaching your goals, all the day planner stuff, like these kind of things. But it was all about scheduling your health and fitness and keeping your barn and your home intact. So what happened last year in May, I launched my group program again. I was doing a 6-week group program, and I didn't have any but one equestrian in it. So I had 17 people registered in the program, and I had one horse chick. And everybody else just wanted the time management, the scheduling, the goal setting aspect of it.
Ding, ding, ding.
Right? So it was like, okay, I guess this is what we're doing now. And it's been insane how things have blown up. Wow. It was like, this is what you're supposed to be doing. Like, P.S. Leslie, this is what you've done your entire life. Like, how did I not notice this? And it's just like, I've met people from all over the world. The new program, let's just dive into that, is called Life Vibe. Life Vibe Formula. Because what we're doing is lining up your life, raising the vibe in your life. And I've talked before about, I hate when I say that. That has been my thing. I always say, I've talked before about, you've probably heard me say, I need to stop that. That is like my thing. I need to stop. Okay, so I say, I love like setting up priorities. I hate the tone that priorities says to like communicates to people though. Because when you hear like, oh, that girl's got to get her priorities straight. That means like she needs to buy a house with a picket fence and an SUV with like 2.5 kids and a golden retriever, right?
Or there's like judgment. You hear like judgment behind it.
Yeah. So like priorities has a bad rap. And the funniest thing about it is that word was hardly documented or used at all before 1950. Wow. So like the whole get your priorities straight thing is a new concept and a new burn, really. Like, it's a new way to say you need to get your shit together.
Yeah.
Right. But so I've kind of like, with my embracement of the woo in the last like 8-9 months, where it's just like blown up in my face.
Yeah.
I've realized that it's more about your vibe, your vibration, like the areas of your life that you need to pick up, or the areas of your life that are already up here, and balancing them. When you build up the things that are important to you, like like things like love, family, self-care, the things that make you excited, that you might not have been paying so much attention to recently because of what you think you should be focusing on, or what other people believe you should be focusing on. You need to pick those things up. Because when you show up, like, let's say a relationship with money, you want more money. I'm going to write down all of the affirmations in the world about how money is coming to me, about how I'm a money magnet. Money flows easily to me in abundance, and all of these things, right? And so you're like, money, baby, I love you. Money, I will treat you right. And then your family is like, hey, mom, we're over here. Or your husband is, or wife, or whatever you got, is like, so are we going to hang out sometime, right? If you are like all high vibe into money because you want the money, but everything else in your life is a low vibe as hell, this is not going to pan out for you.
Wow.
When you show up in your business, excited as hell, everybody come join me. Everybody come to my program. Everybody sign up for my email list because I'm amazing. I'm awesome. Look at my new pillows. And then everything else in your life is crap, and like you power off your live stream and you're just like,
deflated.
Oh, my life, right? That vibe is going to pull down your business vibe. So with Life Vibe Formula, this new collab program that I've like brainstormed with these two other experts that I'll talk about in just a second. It's bringing all of the things up, building it up, building that solid foundation of family, of love and relationships, and of how you spend your time. So when you're not hustling, when you're not hanging out with your boyfriend, girlfriend, partner, and when you're not teaching your kids the way of the world, what are you doing? Are you watching shit on TV? Are you reading tabloids? Like, are you spending your time in a high vibe life? Is that really what you're doing?
So what I hear is like, are you still stuck on autopilot from your conditional programmed upbringing, and have you yet to really transform every area of your life? And for everyone listening, our audience listening, like, look at your life. Do you feel empowered in all areas? Do you feel like there's integrity in all areas of who you say you are online, or building a business with your clients, whatever? And then you go back to other areas of your life. Do you feel empowered? Like, I know for me personally, one of my challenges was, like, I'm still a relatively young adult, right? And so my parents, I'm still working through the view of my parents that I'm like this person who's changing the fucking world, right? They're like, Chris, go back and
our
play
little
video
Chris, yeah.
It's like, they're like, okay, so it's pat me on the head. Oh, you're doing this 12-hour marathon. Cool, good job.
Good for you, like, honey. Good
if
for
only you knew, mom and dad. If only you knew. So it's like,
I know.
like having that integrity, and like people their perspective of you, and also our own perspective of the different areas. Like, do you feel empowered about how your room looks? Do you feel empowered about how your business looks, your systems behind closed doors? What is the feelings that is going on that maybe we haven't dealt with?
Yeah. And a lot of the time, those things that have fallen apart are, like, going back to what we talked about just a few minutes ago, are the things where there might be block, there might be trauma, there might be some kind of thing that happened in the past that you're not even thinking of, that's showing up in your health, that's showing up in the condition of your closet, that's showing up in the foods that you eat, or why you're not doing a certain something with your business, or why you feel intimidated by certain people, and that kind of thing. When I did this course, and actually one of the women who taught this course that I just did, that 8-week like power, sexual energy manifesting course. It's called Shakti Manifestors. It's like the most powerful course I think I've ever taken, like life changer, huge. One of the trainers, who is someone that I met the beginning of last year, she is from the UK and she is a sex and relationship therapist. And she is one of the 3 in our life vibe formula. So we are like focusing on that as well, building up your perception of yourself and your perception of your partner, or who you think you want your partner to be, or how you want to show up in a relationship. And so we're raising that vibe up. We're raising the time, how you spend your time vibe up. And when I was in the course with her and Gull, who was doing the money manifesting aspect of it, there was 1 week, because you walked away with homework every week, and there was 1 week where it was like, okay, so let's focus on this, let's heal this aspect. And it was about toxic money, like where you have money that's owed to you, like in a negative, with a negative vibe around it kind of thing. So people were talking about alimony or child support, or you have to fight with your partner, or you have to fight with someone that you loaned money to, or whatever. And I was like, nah, I don't have anything like that. Like, I don't. I'm good. And that, when we went through the healing process and the story writing and the journaling and the looking deeper into, was the biggest block that I had.
Wow.
And it wasn't necessarily a money exchange. And I think when people think about money, they're just like cash, dollars, bills, coins, right? But it's so much more than the energy around money is the same as the energy around love, is the same kind of energy and perception around time. And those are like the 3 areas that people struggle with the most. Time, money, love, right? Like, what else is there? So it's like, it can be just an energy exchange, or someone who feels like you constantly owe them. And that's what I had to deal with. Someone from my past who felt like I owed them because they taught me a certain something, or I owed them because they helped me out that one time, like pulling you out of a ditch kind of thing. And they just had this thing like, remember that Chris Burns guy? I pulled him out of a ditch when he was in Canada, and like, he didn't even say anything. He didn't even like shout out to me on his live broadcast. And they're just like hovering over you with this, you owe me kind of attitude. And that's what I had in my past that I had to work through and let go of to move to like the next level kind of thing. So holy shit. But this, so Rianne Kivitz is a woman who's joining me in the Life Vibe formula, and she is from Cornwall in the UK, and she's taking care of like the love and relationship aspect of the formula to raise your vibe up in your life, so that you can show up for reals high vibe, and not just high vibe when you're on live, not just high vibe when you're writing an email, but for real high vibe. Because how much easier do you think it would be to build your business in a high vibe mindset, or like in a high, like to project yourself as a high vibe type person when you actually fucking are, right?
Pretty easy.
Right? So this course that we're doing is a 4-week course where myself and Rianne and Cheryl Bassett, who is actually an award-winning guru, like expert in family communication and in family dynamics. So her business is the Unstoppable Communications, is what it is. And she developed this system, and it's like a family meeting. And so when you think about businesses that succeed, like big businesses, they have like daily meetings. They have at least weekly meetings, quarterly meetings, all of the things, to see where each department is, where each department wants to go and how each department wants to get there. But we don't do that with our family, which is like the people we spend our time with, right? The people we love the most. We're just like, oh, well, I have this going on. I don't know what the hell you're doing, but this is what I need. Wow. And so Cheryl's system, she won an award. It was the next best thing for humanity was the award that she won, or the next best idea for humanity, something along those lines. And so she's bringing that aspect of understanding where your partner, where your kids, opening up the communication so you can talk to your kids about things. Like, hello, that's one of my fears, is that my kids won't come to me when they have something that I can help them with, right? Like Xander's 3, Emmy's 1. But if you can set those foundations, if you can open up those doors to talk about like the little things, like, oh, well, you know, I heard that some people are going for fries after the hockey game on Friday night. You know what I mean? If they can tell you things like that and be honest about it, when the shit hits the fan in life, they will also come to you so that you can help them and you can be that constant support system for them, and them in turn can understand where you're coming from, what you're at. Why did we have to leave with daddy so that mommy could do a live broadcast with Chris Burns on Wednesday afternoon? You know, so that there's an understanding, like a reciprocity. Is that it? A reciprocity. I think there. Yes, that. So that you can build that up. So your support system, your family is up here. Yeah. How you're spending your time and actually living your life is up here. And how you love and show up in your love relationship is also up here. Wow. So how that would affect your business.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there anything that you can give us on the structure of what that looks like to have those meetings with our family, or to raise the vibe in our life more effectively?
Yeah, it's reflecting back on what you actually want and feeling strong in it. How do you want to be spending your time? What is important to you? Is it important for you to have alone time to recoup? Is it important to you that you and your partner have a date night? Or is it important that you spend time without TV, without things, with your kids? Like, does that light you up? That lights me up. Yeah. And like when we go outside and like Xander's tobogganing, and we went to a toboggan party last time Devin was home, and like him sliding down and like loving the shit out of his dad, like, was amazing to me. Like, to see that quality time being built, like I might as well have been in Mexico for a week, the way that it like refreshed, and you know what I mean? Wow. And I have done the whole Mexico thing. I have been single before, so I'm not just all about the mom thing. I understand. I understand how shit works in life. But so it's about doing things and being honest about what lights you up. And to forget about what other people tell you should light you up.
So, like, would you say that an exercise would be journaling and saying, what is important to me? Is that, like, are people missing that level of clarity on what is important to them and what they should prioritize in their life to create a higher vibe? Or, like, what is the missing link? What exercise, what discipline can they start to engage in on a daily practice, a weekly practice? What does that look like that they can put into their calendar right now and start doing?
What you can start doing, actually, just do it. Like, do it right now, actually. Do it right now. If you're watching live or if you're watching on the replay, think about a time where you were happy about something that you did. A time that you were proud of yourself and you were just like, I just knocked my own socks off. Like, I can't even believe I did that. Look at how good this is. If it's something you created, look at what I've achieved. If it's something that you have achieved, look at what I accomplished. If it's something you accomplished, and fully think about and embrace how that felt. How did it feel? What were you smelling? What were you hearing? And it was probably not much, because when you're in that true power, that true like amazement of your own being, focus on that. Focus on how you felt and hold on to it. And when you write things down, like, yes, grab a journal. And yes, journaling is going to be a part of our course, of the Life Vibe Formula course. But I don't want you to approach it, and we're not going to in the course, like, here's week one. Write down how you felt. What were you doing, and what do you currently do, or what could you currently do to feel that again in your life? It might have changed. Like I said, it changed for me in what I used to feel at the swim up bar after a day at the spa was like what I felt 2 weekends ago when my kid was tobogganing with his dad, right? So that happiness, that good vibe, that love, that joy will change as you grow, will change as your life circumstances change. But you can seek out that feeling and know that you already have it in you. So if you don't have something in your life right now that brings that to you, you can go back to that time that you just remembered and feel that high vibe, that blasting energy of pride, of happiness, of accomplishment, of goodness, that high vibe that you have buried in you. I like pointing to my gut because that's where I feel it, but like in your memory bank, because you have experienced it. And so when you experience it and when you feel it, it's the same as when you're doing gratitude journaling, where you're saying, okay, I'm grateful for this cup that's holding my water. I'm grateful for this cup that's holding what used to be my coffee. And you can, when you start being like honest, like you said with your file folder, I'm grateful that I have the means to get this file folder, and I'm grateful for the means that I had to get this pen. When you start being grateful for the little things, like you might walk down the stairs in the morning and not know what to be grateful for. Like, oh, what have I got to be grateful for? Blah, blah, blah. You just walk downstairs in a house with a building over your head. Like, you can start there. And the more and more that you're grateful for things, the more you will be given to be grateful for. Just as when you feel this high vibe pride, this high vibe happiness, a sense of accomplishment, even if you go back and feel it from when you were, what were you, 15, 16 years old, riding a horse in the national finals, and you placed out of 65 riders, and you got that big ribbon at the ribbon presentation ceremony. That's where I go. That's where I go when I think of my pride, of my accomplishment, because I did that when I was 16, 17. And when you can feel that high vibe, like, does anybody else feel high vibe? Right? Is anybody else kind of tingly right now? Because I am. Yes. When you can feel that, yes, you present yourself with that high vibe notion, that high vibe level, you will be given more reasons to feel it. You will start accomplishing more things. I love that just this conversation is creating high vibe, right? Like you said, like, I was like, damn, I feel so much epicness coming to me. Like, Christmas is freaking tomorrow. I feel it. Yes. And so that's it. And that's what we're doing in this course. Wow. Just that. Wow. Raising your vibe so that you show up how you really feel, and how you really feel is how you want to show up. And so, yeah, we're doing that. We're doing that for 4 weeks. You'll have the tools. You'll have the ways to get there in all of those areas of your life. You'll have a solid family dynamic. You'll have a solid relationship. Like, your love relationship, which I take like right out of the family, because those two partners need to be strong. Yeah. And the way you actually spend your time, which like, let's make time a little more sexier. Like, I wish I could, because I say things like, you're going to raise the vibe in your family and your love relationship, and your time. Like, but honestly,
what's a metaphor that you could create about time, that makes people feel a certain way, like time standing still, like floating on a cloud in time. Like, do people want to be going like warp 9 in time? Do they want to go slow and stand still? Like what do people want to experience about time? And if you could paint a vivid picture for them, then you can make it sexy.
Yeah, I'll work on it.
Yes, you will.
I'll make time sexy again.
Yes.
That's.
I love it. Awesome. So Leslie, let's begin recapping this extraordinary adventure that we've gone on into high vibe land and land this plane, but still keep the vibe high. Let's recap for our audience what we covered.
Oh my God.
A lot. Or final takeaway is really just driving home the high vibe point.
Final takeaways is, let's create your life so that you can show up the way you actually are. And the way you actually are is how you show up. So that you can schedule your time, do things during the day that you want to be doing. Still get all the things that you need to do done, because that's my thing. Like, I streamline the hell out of things so that you can have time to do the things you want to do. And that will be in your love relationship with your partner. And that will be with yourself and your family. And when you can show up strong, and when those relationships are healthy and high vibe, everywhere else you show up will be as well. And when you show up strong there, the money will come up to meet you. The business will come up to meet you. People will be coming up to you physically to meet you. So you need to take care of that, of how you're actually living, and the quality of life in those things that are truly important to us in love, family, like the stones that you build your home upon need to be strong, so that you can show up and like knock the hell out of your goals in life, in business, in all of it. And that's where this Life Vibe Formula, our course that is coming up in March, starts on the 11th, is a 4-week course. And here's a big boom. Grand finale in Las Vegas, Nevada, my friends.
Oh, snap.
So there's a VIP option for it. We're not calling it VIP option, but there's like a huge session, like a master class is what we're calling it. We have a luxury suite, penthouse suite booked. The 3 trainers, like Rianne is coming, she's flying in from the UK. Cheryl's coming in from Ohio. I'm coming down from Canada, and we are doing this master class where there's going to be like healing sessions, strategy sessions, planning sessions, all of the things. We have gift bags galore, like hundreds and hundreds, probably thousands of dollars of giveaway, like gifty things for this course. So it's going to be amazing. And why not, like, at the end of the course, get to the highest fucking level possible of meeting us, getting through your blocks, working through all of it together. And there's only room, sorry friends, for 20 people in Vegas. But that's an upgrade option for the program. And it's ridiculously affordable because we're like that. And we want people to get this experience.
Wow. Amazing. Leslie, you are a superstar. I freaking love it. Every time we get to talk is just magical. And I'm so excited about this new high vibe life, like that essence. I'm all about it. We're all about it here at Becoming Your Greatest Possible Self. So everyone listening, if this resonates with you, if Miss Leslie Klatt and everything we've been talking about resonates with you, if you felt your hair standing up when she was talking about being high vibe every time she said it, conditioning, neurolinguistic programming us to feel high vibe, it felt amazing, then definitely take action, stay connected with her, build a relationship. She is a superstar and definitely one to stay connected with and watch and contribute to and grow with. So Leslie, thank you for coming on today, and we hope you have the best day ever.
Yeah. Thanks, Chris.
Awesome.
Good times.
Yes. We'll see. You'll be back. You'll be back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Awesome, Leslie. You have a great day, okay?
You too. See ya.